So I'm back with another tutorial. I know it's been like what, almost a year? But yeah, the Pixel Pusher is a DVD that I'm working on. And this is not the official DVD cover, but kind of like a teaser. But since I thought I haven't recorded anything for over a year, I'm gonna record this since it's simple, nothing too crazy. Kind of get my feet wet, get back into rhythm of just recording things. All right, so let's go ahead and look at all the layers. I'm gonna zoom in real quick. So the first layer is the noise layer. I don't know if you can see it, but without the blending mode, that's how it looks like right there. But I always have that set to soft light. And if you watch any of my tutorial, I always have that layer up there. And this one, that's the text, blackout. So basically all that's just a brush, solid black color, just darken out the areas that I don't want seen, like that up there, part of the hat. So that's that one. And then the eyes. And then this little adjustment layer right here. Scar on the eyes. You zoom in. Main image. And this is how it looks like before. So let's bring all this back. And if you move, disable that. If you move this to the middle, that's how it looks like. But set it to the side. Alright, so in the description, I'm going to leave a link to download all the stock images so you guys can follow along. Or if you just want to download the PSD and go through it yourself. Or you just want to download these stock photos and use it for something else. But inside the stock folder should be the main image, texture, eyes, and the scar. So let's go ahead and open the main image. So first thing you want to do is make a copy. I'm going to hit Command J. And let's group that by hitting Command G. I'm going to name that main. And every time I say command, that's for the Mac. If you got a PC, then it should be control. Right, let's go ahead and create a new layer. I'm going to bring that underneath the main image. And I'm going to fill that in with black. So down here, make sure is at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So all 0. Let's click OK. So you can fill that in with the paint bucket or a shortcut Alt Delete. But I'm going to disable this, so I'm going to show you how that works. So you can fill it in with the paint bucket like that, or shortcut Alt Delete. Alright, so I just made a copy of the main image. I'm going to save that just in case I need to come back to it. So I'm going to enable that one. And for every main image that I edit, I always apply the dynamic pop and the interior strong. And most of you guys won't have this if you don't have the plugin, the Topaz detail and adjust. I'm also going to leave a link in the description for the Topaz plugin. I think the detail, I think it's 30, and adjust, I think it's also 30. So I'm not sure the price, but if you click on the link, you go check it out. But I think it's between those price range. But for this tutorial, I'm just go ahead and continue. So I'm just rename this main. I'll make a copy, Command J. This one's gonna be dynamic pop. Make a copy. This one's gonna be interior strong. So I'm gonna click on this one, click on that, click on play. And I think when I have some time this week, I'm gonna record how to set up your actions too. So you can see it added some detail to that. But right now the effect is too much. I'm gonna show you how to blend everything in. So I'm gonna disable that, go down to dynamic pop, that one. I'm gonna go to my action that's already made and click on play. It should apply the Topaz plugin. So that's before, after. So with these two, what I like to do is go to the top one, the interior strong. I'm gonna change the blending mode to 50. Now you can see it's looking better. So I'm gonna select those two, hold shift. I'm gonna merge it. Shortcut will be Command E. Should merge both. Before, after. Now it's looking much better. What I want to do now is maybe lower the opacity just a little bit, about 71. And now I'm gonna select both of them and merge the two. So let's take a look at the before and after. So here's before, after. So just give that pop, that sharpness that I like. Save that. Oh, make sure I save this. So you guys want to do that too. Save this somewhere, most likely in the same folder. I'm gonna just name that main. Save that. All right, let's rename that to main. Now I'm gonna make a copy of this. I'm gonna hit Command J. Let's name that main for now. And what you want to do is change the, before that, let's delete this. All right, let's go back. All right, first, before you make a copy, we want to clean up the skin. So the way I do that, I go here to the spot healing. So I'm gonna try to clean up as much as I can. Because every time you add the filter, the Topaz plugin, you just give it too much texture that enhance all the messed up stuff on your face. So I'm just go in, look where I can clean it up. Alright, I think that's good. I'm gonna save that. Now you want to make a copy. Hit Command J. And this one, the top one, I'm just leave that. I'm gonna change the opacity to 30. I'm gonna show you why. So I'm gonna go down here to the main. I'm gonna name it smudge. Just name that 30 because I know that's gonna be at 30% opacity. So the smudge, I'm gonna go down here to the smudge tool. But before I do that, let's create the noise layer. So I'm gonna fill that, I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna fill that in with gray. I'm gonna go here. It's gonna be 127, 127, 127. So you want that exact gray. Click OK. And instead of the paint bucket, I'm just do the shortcut, Alt Delete, fill that in. I'm gonna go to Filter, Noise, add noise. About 10. That's too much. Do 8, maybe 6, 6 good. Click OK. And I'm changing the blending mode to soft light. Now you can't see it, but once we start touching up the skin and smudging that, you'll see the effect on the noise layer. Alright, save that. So let's go down here to the smudge layer. So let's go here, make sure that's selected, strength at 40. And all you want to do is go in, just clean up the skin, kind of like that. So if you disable the 30% one, you can see I keep that because I like the little bit texture. and then you disable the noise layer. So before, after. So the noise layer kind of just blend everything in. So let's go ahead back down to the smudge and just keep on cleaning up the skin. And the way you smudge and clean up the skin is always go with the curve of the face or the body, because you don't want to go just like that. You want to go with it. You zoom out, just increase the size of the brush. Alright, so after I zoomed out, I can see I'm losing a lot of texture on the face, but don't worry about that. I'm gonna show you how to fix that. Alright, so to fix that, to bring in some more texture, I'm just increase the opacity on this. Alright, maybe about 60. And that looks good. And I'm gonna clean up that area with the spot healing. So I'm gonna select both, hit Command E, merge that. Just go here to spot healing. Now I could spend all day just trying to clean this up, but yeah, you get the idea. Just go in with the spot healing, clean that up, save that. Now I like the way it looks right now, so I'm gonna make a copy, hit Command J. I'm just name this master number 2, or you can't name that one. That should be master number 1, just in case we mess up. Master number 2. I'm gonna disable that. Me, I always like to keep when I do something that I like to make a copy and keep the basically the original, just in case I mess up on the new one that I got to go back to it. So I'm just go ahead and save that. Now with this one, hit Command T, and you can see on the was it the PSD, the one that's finished, I kind of sized it down to about that and brought it up. But for this tutorial, I'm gonna just leave it like this. All right, so main image is pretty good. Now let's go ahead and start cleaning up the background, make that all dark. All right, so let's create a new group. Just name that blackout. Create a new layer. And let's select the brush, shortcut letter B. And let's change this back to black. Shortcut to do that is X or D, actually. X is to toggle between the two. So if you hit D, it should set it to default. And make sure that's black. Make sure the brush is selected. Hardness all the way down. Bring the size up. Alright, so this one, let's change the blending mode to soft light. And let's go ahead and paint that in. I'll bring the size of the brush down as we get closer to the edges right here. So I like setting the soft light just in case that even if you go just a little bit on the skin, you can see it doesn't change it too much. If you bring it to normal, you can see how it's more noticeable versus soft light. But just click and undo. But you know, I always try to not paint over the spots that you don't want to. Alright, that looks good. Bring the size of the brush up. Just do up here. Save that. Now, I'm gonna darken this image because it's a little bit too bright. So to do that, I'm gonna hit Command L. Bring up the levels. Maybe about right there. 0.84. Just click OK. So before, after. Looks good. Now we'll create a new layer. And I'm gonna just leave this blending mode normal. Same thing, brush. Make sure it's black. Paint that in. Paint that in. Looks good. Before, after. All right. Now let's go ahead and do the eyes and the scar. So let's go to our stock images and let's open up the eyes. Just right click, bring it to the main PSD. Click OK. Go ahead and close this. And let's bring this above that. Let's go ahead and group it. Command G. Name that eyes. Let's hit Command T. And I'm hold Shift. Bring the size down. Say about right there. Zoom in, see how it looks. Command T, hold Shift. Probably about right there. Looks good. Now what you want to do is hit the mask. Select that. Let's invert the mask, make it black. Now select the brush and let's hit X, so that's white. Now let's paint that in. Bring the size of the brush down. So right now I'm kind of look like my eyeballs looking up. So to fix that, first thing you want to do is, it's a little trick. So if you don't want to mask it anymore, hold Command, select the eye. It's going to select around it. And if you hit Command Shift I, it's going to inverse the selection. So it's selecting out here. And if you select on the mask, and if you fill that in with black, I'm going to hit X, make sure black is on top. And you want to fill that in with black. So I'm going to hit Alt, Delete. So all this is black right now. So I'm going to Command D. And the reason why you want to do that is right here. When you unlock it and select this, and if you move it around, you can see how the yellow's not going outside of that, because we already masked it with, our inverse selection. So now we're going to bring the eyes down, the eyeball. Bring it up a little bit. Now it looks like I'm looking forward. Alright. So I'm going to hit Command J. Bring it to this side. Hit Command T. I'm just rotate it. Trying to adjust this. All right, looks good. I'm gonna zoom in. I want to brighten the white area right there. So I'm gonna create a new layer. Select the brush, hit X, bring that up. Change the blending mode to soft light. Bring the size of the brush down. So before, after. All right, looks good. So let's go to our stock images and let's open up the scar. Just right click, bring that to our main PSD. And let's group that, name that scar. First thing you want to do is change the blending mode to soft light. Now you just put it anywhere you want. I'm gonna put on the right side of the eye. Hit Command T, I'm gonna rotate it. Like that. Now you can't see it that much. What you wanna do is make a copy, hit Command J, hit Command I to invert it. Now with the selection tool, select V, you want to move it to the left, move to the right, now it looks like it's kind of popping up on the skin. I'm going to select both, hit Command J, make a copy, and we're now, it's before, after. So I just want to mask out that part, so I'm gonna group these two, hit Command G, group that, select the mask, select the brush, make sure that's black, hardness all the way down, size up, make sure it's not on there. Let's go ahead and group these two, mask that. Oops. Make sure it's not there. Before, after. All right. I forgot some, gotta clean that up. Let's do that real quick. Let's go to the blackout. Select that black layer brush, make sure that's black. All right, save that. Now last thing, let's bring in our texture. Right click, bring to the main PSD, close that. Just bring it above everything. Change the blending mode to soft light. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Maybe about 34. And I'm gonna bring the main image down here. I'm gonna brighten it. So I'm gonna hit Command L. Bring up the levels. About right there. Click OK. All right, looks good. And let's see, select the whole thing. Then you can always move it. Yep. So that's pretty much how I created this piece. So if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Again, this is kind of like something quick, easy for me. You know, just getting my feet wet, trying to get back into recording. But I know for a fact that I'm gonna start recording some more, and then hopefully the tutorial gets better and better. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you guys next time.